Well, hello and welcome back to Cozy Couch Corner for another episode of Tea and Tarot. And I'm running a bit late today. I don't know what happened to my schedule this morning. It went to pot. Anyway, I'm here and trying to do this while I've still got light. It's only about 3 in the afternoon, but it's completely greyed over and it's rained. Oh, it's raining. It's raining. I saw the birds scatter, so I knew something was up, and still windy. But yeah, I probably won't chitter chat very much because I want to get it done while you can still see me. Oh dear. I did get birdsong this morning when I was downstairs in the kitchen, so I don't know where they were. They might have been under the bit. There's an alcove outside between two sections of the house. They might have been in there, but I always appreciate hearing them. I do. Same way I appreciate blue skies and sunshine. Right, I'm going to get on with it because it's getting dark. It still looks alright on the video. I'll see how it comes out in the end, I tell you. Right. Okay. And I've got to try not to rush because it's no good rushing. I've got to slow down into my nervous system. Right. What good news do you have for us for Saturday, the 31st of January, 2026, please? Last day of January. And what a month it's been for a lot of people. Blimey. Right. Am I taking this one? Right. Are we having it that way up? We're having it that way up. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. Right. Are we having any other cards? Do I need another card? No. Okay, we're just having that. So, Eight of Swords. Taking me back to the reading I did on this last time, and I'm going, I can't remember why there was things going up from the castles to the sky. Are things going up? As in, things are improving. Things are improving. A lot of us are still in hiding. Whether that's physically in hiding or like isolating ourselves, that can be, or whether it's the disguise, wearing a disguise. So it's like that could be physical disguise. People often they'll do all sorts of things, don't they, to hide their real self behind. Sometimes it's makeup, or I'm just seeing curtains, hair. I'm just seeing hair, hair, hair curtains. If people aren't feeling very confident, they find things to hide behind, or sort of. Sometimes people just go to completely. Well, it's what makes it feel comfortable, doesn't it? Sometimes it's just really bright clothing or big clothing, or sometimes. I mean, I remember not getting in something and just buying a tent dress, and oh dear, yeah. So it can be that. It can be sort of not being ourselves in terms of just not. It's very difficult, I find, to be the person in public that you are in private, even if you don't have any intention of pretending, even if you don't have the intention of being pretense. I think it's the way we're socialised, and we seem to have a lot of us a social persona, and it's probably different in different rooms with different people. It's going to be different at a job interview than it is in a room full of family or friends. It's going to be different at work, probably. So where we were going with that, I've got no idea. is it going to get easier to be ourselves? It's going to get easier to be ourselves. It's about going out there, isn't it? Yeah, instead of hiding in a cave. For someone that barely leaves the house, that's. But yeah. um, what else? You keep taking me to the pots and pans, right? Scales again. The scales are a reminder that the scales are shifting in our favour. Yeah, they've been in the favour of. Trying to work out how to say this. There's been a power imbalance, hasn't there? Between what I'm going to say is ordinary people and those in power. And more than just those in power. I mean, there's a lot of different places there are power differentials. Gender is one of them in a lot of places. The whole LGBTQI plus thing. I call it a thing that I'm not demeaning it. I'm just saying that they have had issues with a power imbalance, and there's still some things where there is a power imbalance. I mean, the European Union yesterday voted on whether to ban conversion therapy. If you don't know what it is, look it up. And I'm just amazed that it isn't already banned or that it was ever allowed in the first place. But there we are. And there was a British charity that was campaigning to stop the ban. Thankfully, they lost and conversion therapy is banned. But it's just like, sometimes I just wonder what century we're in, because it doesn't feel like we're in this century. It feels like we're like in the 1800s or something sometimes, or further back. But yeah, there's been a lot of areas in which there's been power imbalances, and it's some of our experiences are the same and some of our experiences will be different, where there have been power imbalances, where people have managed to power over us, over society, over people in power and people who are holding the money. And whatever else, but that's shifting. And the people are rising, and the power of the people is rising, in whatever context you want to think of that in. A lot of people are getting wise to a lot of things, wise to a lot of manipulation, but it's just not that. There's so much going on in the world that most of us never realised, or never sort of joined the dots. Either we didn't have the information, or we hadn't linked up the information, and it's getting easier to be aware of the information, to be aware of what's going on, and for us to put the dots together, join the dots, and realise, what's been going on, and have the perspective on it, because I think a lot of it is a perspective change. For example, colonialism. As a white British person, we were never taught about it at school. I mean, sure, some people were, we weren't. But we were never the bad guy. Even though if you look at what we did, I mean, Britain invented concentration camps in the Boer War, but you think, and it's people, it's detaching ourselves from the abuser's narrative, because an abuser will always deny and blame their victims, and if you've been in abusive relationships, you know that. But now we can see it playing out on a worldwide scale almost. We can see it playing out with political leaders and with those with money and power. Let's say those with money and power, because I'm struggling to pin down the other parts, but it's not just politics. Countries deny the things that, no, actually countries don't necessarily deny what they did. They were like an abuse. They'll either deny that there was anything wrong with it, or you get the it's too long ago, it's in the past, it's history, it doesn't matter, it doesn't count. And yes, it does, and I think we're all realising it does, because the implications of that have gone through even generation after generation, and also with the way the balance of power in the world is. And sometimes I'm going to say the colour of power. But the balance is shifting. We're told the balance is shifting. Things I'm still getting raising. Awareness is raising. The power of the people are raising. It's the power of the people more. But we're all becoming more aware of things that have happened and the implications, and things that actually in the world and in our own societies that are unfair, that are a power imbalance, that are causing suffering. And that's all coming to a head. And it's all shifting. And hopefully, yes, it's all shifting for the better. It's all shifting. The imbalance is shifting. So there'll be more. No, there will be. We'll get to the point of balance, but then we're going to go the people. So, yeah, so that's interesting for a Saturday, isn't it? Oh, I was going to turn it off then. I forgot I've got to do Sunday as well. Blimey. And my tea's getting lukewarm. Right. Put this away. Do my best to explain. Sometimes I get it in my head, or I understand it in my head. Oh, I'm getting hot now. Tea might be lukewarm, but I'm not. Sometimes I understand it in my head. And I mean, the point of me doing it is to explain it. But sometimes some things are easier to explain than others, I tell you. Get the concept in my head and it's like, how do I articulate it? Right. Okay, let's do Sunday then. Oh, yeah. So, what good news do you have for us for Sunday, the 1st of February, 2026, please? Oh, dear. Don't want that one up. That I'm wiggling up and down at the back. Want that one? Oh, is that the one we're reading? Okay, don't want it that way up. No. Interesting. The 5 of Wands. Change. Transformation. Do I want another card? Yes. Do I want this top card? Do I want this card? Do I want this card? Do I want it this way up? Doesn't matter. I'll put it up right then. 8 of coins again. Do I want this one? No. Do I need any of the other cards? Have I missed it? No. Okay. Right. Right. Got a blanket on. I've got the heater on, but yeah, and a blanket on. Oh, I didn't take the blanket off instead of my hat. I don't know. Probably because I forgot I got blanket on. Right, Sunday. Where are we? Did I say the 1st of February? Oh, who knows? You know what I mean anyway. Spirit knows. Right. So, pushing, and pushing. Right, I'm struggling to see this. So are we saying that we can't see it? We haven't seen it clearly yet, but we're starting to realise. That there's at least one area in life where we're being pushed. Is it going to be, some of it is going to be where we're being pushed, or where we're seeing other people being pushed. So, and that being pushed is manipulation, isn't it? Again, it's being coerced, so threatened at sort of the worst end of it, but also some of it's going to be really, really subtle. And the fact that people haven't realised entirely, or some people haven't realised entirely, is it's subtler than that. It's some sort of pressure, obligation, emotional blackmail, lies that are meant to make you angry at the wrong people, or angry at something that, or fear again. I'd forgotten about fear. I've just been reminded fear, because that's also a great manipulator, isn't it? There's some way, and love. I always say love and fear, best manipulators, aren't they? People that are being pushed, and it's either you or other people that, but you can see it, or it's getting to a point where it will become much clearer. It will become much clearer. Are we just going to get clear that people are being pushed, or are we going to actually see, we're going to see the underlying manipulation, which is good. That's where we need to go. We need to be aware of these things so we can avoid them, so that we know what's happening, so we know what people are trying to do. And like I said, it's either for us or it's for people around us. And a lot more people are becoming aware of all the sort of weird and wonderful tactics that people have for manipulating other people. I was moving on to the other card and I didn't ask. I just automatically moved on. Is there anything else on this card? It's about people standing up, about people seeing what's going on, about witnessing the manipulations and understanding and helping other people. Yeah, helping other people get out from situations. And it might be helping ourselves get out of a situation, but otherwise other people, how to get out of, I've got predicaments, things that happen when people get pushed. And sometimes it's ever so subtle. And by the time you realise, you're way in deep, and it's getting out, and it's helping other people get out of whatever they've gotten into. Okay, moving on. The 8 of coins. again, the Eight of Coins is like working our arse off for somebody else's benefit, damaging ourselves, and that could tie in perfectly with the other with the manipulation and the pushing. How and like I said, sometimes it's so subtle you don't realise. You know, could you just do a bit? Could you just do a bit, and it builds and it builds and it builds? Can you just do this? Can you just do that? And it's finding ourselves or finding other people in situations that if you'd presented it to them as the situation is that they're in, they would have said no. But it's like that. I can only think of the analogy for abusive relationships, which is the frog in the pan, which is if you put a frog in a pan of boiling water, it's going to jump straight out. If you put it in a pan of water, and sorry if you really love frogs, a pan of lovely warm bathwater temperature, and you slowly turn the heat up, by the time they notice it's too late. And it's the same with not just abusive relationships, it's any kind of exploitation, that's the word I was looking for, that it doesn't usually things when people are manipulating people, it can be really obvious, but also it can be, like I said, really really subtle, and they just turn the heat up. So it's us realizing situations that we've gotten into that aren't healthy, that aren't helping us, that quite well be hurting us, but also I'm not sure I've got this before, that we're going to start seeing it in other people. Not that it's going to start happening, but just that we're going to be becoming more aware of it happening with other people, that other people are just being pushed and pushed and pushed. And at the time with this, I get exhaustion. It's mental exhaustion as physical exhaustion. Just people being pushed, and people pushed into doing things that they don't want to do. But the awareness is growing. The awareness is growing amongst us, it's growing amongst other people, but also we'll start realizing that it's happening around us more than just to us, if it's happening to us. Okay, that's it then. There we are. Take care. Bye.